Welcome to the channel. My name's David.
And I'm Boris.
And we are back for Enemy Unknown and Line in Sand.
Mission 5 of 6.
Yes, we're getting so close to the end now. The XENOS have made it to the walls of this massive Imperial city, and we're about to throw ourselves upon the guns.
Yeah, so last mission 4, we cast our minds back. Onslaught, the XENOS gave a resounding defeat to the Knights, and they crushed through the mission, sort of the banner that sent out to stop them and slow them down. Didn't work at all. So the aliens won the last mission.
Yes.
And they are now ahead 5-3
Whoa.
on campaign points. You get 2 points for a win, 1 point for a draw, 0 for a loss. Just a really quick reminder. So we are fighting to stay in for a draw in the campaign, the Knights. And we have something super special. I think this has been cooking up in your head for half a year, maybe.
Yeah, I lay in bed at night and think about lots of things that I want to do that haven't been done, and this just popped into my head. A little model. It's about 50 centimeters long and about 30 centimeters wide, 40 centimeters wide, and it's essentially to represent a gully with a big gate at the end. Entrance to the city.
Yeah, it's a valley into the city on the planet Fraxis 3. And it's the only city on the planet that is heavily defended by MALINAX and the other forces from the Mechanicum. And the XENOS have made their way to the gates. And who would have thought on a really smaller than 2x2 board, you can have a 3,500 point game of Horus Heresy. But apparently you can. We're going to show you how you can.
And this is the absolute beauty of 30k AT. If you haven't got enough money to buy a Warlord and 5 Reavers and whatever you want, or a ton of Knights, you can just buy Adeptus Titanicus, replace the inches for centimeters, and boom, you've got Knights on Knights for 100 quid under. It's amazing.
It's so good. You can have a full Questoris Knight banner. So this whole campaign, Malinax are using the Questoris Crusade army list, which normally, HQ and 2 troops, your minimum 3 Knights. That's hundreds of pounds.
Yeah.
Or local currency. So it's brilliant to be able to, I would never ever be able to play. I might have 1 Knight at some point in my life, but I'd never be able to play the full Questoris army list. I'm not that lucky. So it's such a fun way, and this board is something special. It's going to be a lot of fun for me, just for me to be able to play on it.
It's a bit wild, and I really hope you take from this the future of the channel. There are some elements in this which will make an appearance in the future. So we'll talk about it now because you're going to watch the game anyway. But we've got aircraft in this game. Yeah,
we teased it at the end of last game, but we have Aeronautica Imperialis aircraft coming in as their full 30k counterparts, so using their full stats, and they'll be coming in and doing strafing runs for the Malinax side, and bringing their guns to bear. So we're sort of combined arms now. We've got Knights on the ground, we have fortifications on the walls, and we have aircraft, but we also have a lot of XENOS to chew our way through. Yeah,
true. Now these walls that I've used here, they're from Grimdark Terrain, and they were 3D printed by Goldie's Prints. Brad, he does an amazing job, and I built this board around this wall section. As soon as they came out on Patreon, I knew I had to have them for the channel, and I have tons and tons in a box ready to be built for loads more of this 30k AT. So as Boris mentioned, we've got a Thunderbolt, and the Thunderbolt will take its shooting attacks in its movement phase. We've slightly messed around with it just to get the thematic feel of it.
Yeah, it didn't quite feel right, as I was saying, using the 30k rules where it comes in and sort of sits still and does a 45-degree turn and flies off. So effectively, it's a strafe and run stratagem from Adeptus Titanicus, if anyone of you know that. It comes in the shooting phase, in the movement phase, straight line, fires all its weapons, and then disappears. Next turn, you roll a reserves roll. If you succeed, another one comes in. So it's a sort of squadron doing loops, and each one comes down for an attack run down this valley, and just hopefully takes huge chunks out of the swarm of skittering creatures.
Yeah, and also the wall itself is heavily armoured, and we've kind of separated, you've got 2 sets of wall guns and 2 sets of tower guns, and we've written rules for those. They will all be in the pack. This makeshift pack we've got, we'll do a proper one for you guys, and it'll all be there for you to enjoy and look at. So, trust us, we know what we're doing. Okay, anything else?
Oh, we should go through the mission, how it actually wins.
Yeah, should we do that? But before we get into all the good stuff, let's have a look at how this mission works.
So it's really simple, thematic. The XENOS are trying to breach their way to the city. The Malinax and the Mechanicum, no, they can't stop them, but they might be able to delay them. So effectively, all this is MALINAX are playing Death Toll as their primary, so every unit destroyed is 1 VP. We just need to thin the horde. There's also Slay the Warlord as a secondary. The XENOS are playing to push through the gates, and you'll see on the board there is a gate for every unit. They can get through the gate and either off the board or just in the deployment zone past the gate by the end of the game. It is 1 VP. So if the aliens can smash their way through and get a whole load of units through, they might start racking up those VPs real quick. And if the knights and the wall guns and the aircraft can thin the horde and we keep them at bay for long enough, we might be able to hold them off for long enough before you won't be able to start scoring points at the end of the game. Other than that, there is a void shield for the city. As most imperial settlements have. Any reading Siege of Terror might be sort of familiar. It's a lesser version of that, and the void envelope comes just beyond the city wall. To represent this, it's 20 centimeters from the back of the board. Just goes a little bit beyond the city wall. If any unit is standing inside that, they have a 4-up invulnerable. So it's just a 4-up invulnerable. So a knight can be facing, have its eye onto the front. If it gets shot in the side, it still gets its invulnerable. If the XENOS are inside the void envelope, it's not counted. And if they're in melee, it's not counted. It's just against shooting from outside the void envelope.
Yeah, and the final thing to mention, the horde of XENOS is endless. So when a full squad has been deleted or removed, or a guardian or a queen, then they will go into reserves and be rolled for each turn. So it's just to represent an endless tide against the relentless fire of the guns never tire, to coin a phrase, to hopefully break through that gate and get into the city. I think that's all we've got to say.
I think so. It's going to be tense. We're not going to stop you, but we might delay you. That's basically how it works.
Absolutely. Now, who's going first?
You won the last game. XENOS won the last game, so you will decide to go first. Or go first, deploy first.
Yes, and we have filmed the seeds off camera, unfortunately, so we were a little bit out on our times here. So you did seeds though, right?
Yeah, amazingly. our little white dice, we rolled a 6, so XENOS deployed first, but Knights got the first turn, which is fantastic. We really needed that first turn of shooting to try and thin the horde, so we'll see what we can do.
All right, let's see if we can storm those gates. Leading the assault on the gates to the city, a Queen XENOS construct. She is equipped with a Quantum Mind Blast, Cluster Spines, Destruction Spike, and Enhanced Telekinetic Dome. Joining her are 2 Guardian drones. They're equipped with a Heavy Mind Blast, Cluster Spines, Disruption Spike, and a Telekinetic Dome. There are also 17 working drones in 3 units of 5 and 1 unit of 2. They're equipped with Mind Lances, a Lesser Telekinetic Dome, and Cluster Spines.
Leading House MALINAX in the defence of the city gates is a Seneschal in a Cerastus Knight Atropos chassis, equipped with a las cutter and a singularity cannon, as well as an ionic flare shield. Single elite's choice is a Knight Preceptor in a Cerastus Acheron. It is equipped with an Acheron pattern flame cannon and a Reaper chain fist with inbuilt twin-linked heavy bolter. The only fast attack choice is a Scion Dolorous, piloting a Cerastus Knight Lancer. It is equipped with a Cerastus Shock Lance and an Iron Gauntlet shield. In troops, there are 3 Scion Marshals. 2 are piloting Questoris Knight Styraxes. Both are equipped with a Hecaton Siege Claw, a Volkite Cherevil, and a Graviton gun. The 3rd is piloting a Questoris Knight Magira. It is equipped with a Lightning Cannon, a Phased Plasma Fusel, and a Hecaton Siege Claw. Finally, in heavy support is a Scion Arbalester. It is piloting an Acastus Knight Porphyrion, which is equipped with Ironstorm Missile Pod, 2 twin-linked Magna las cannons, and is upgraded to have 2 hull-mounted las cannons. House MALINAX turn 1 movement. Really lucky to get that seize there, and we were lucky enough to get the Thunderbolt reinforcement on turn 1 as well, so it has come screaming on and is lining up a shot. Other than that, we only moved 3 or 4 knights, mostly the Magira and Styrax, just pushed out, staying under that void shield envelope, but bringing their guns to bear. There's a few that won't be in range, and we won't be able to charge with our Cerastus, but that's fine. Hopefully we won't be charged next turn either. End of the movement phase, we have the Thunderbolt fight. It fired all 4 of its Sun Fury heavy missiles into the squad of drones just to the right of the Queen. We hit 14 times on the unit, which is fantastic. Strength 6, so 5 wound. Oh, it's not too bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wounds so far, and then I need 2 more dice as I'm out of dice. 2 more. Wow, double 6. So that was 6 wounds overall. That is 7 wounds at AP3.
All right, so we need our invulnerable 5+. Oh, that is not a bad roll. We save 4 of those, and now we need our Feel No Pain 6+, which we do, and we take 2 wounds, but they also require a blind check of 2 or under, which 3 or under. They pass. They are not blinded.
One shot clip the queen as well, so 6 to wound. Oh, not quite.
No, but she still needs to take a blind check. We need a 2 or under here, and we pass,
nice.
thankfully.
Last up, we have 4 shots from the twin-linked autocannons hitting on 2s. All hit, no need for twin-linked. 4s to wound. Only 1 wound, unfortunately. It's only AP4 as well.
All right, 3 up armor. Oh, takes a wound, 6 up, Feel No Pain. Come on. Okay, and that is 3 total.
Brilliant work, and the Thunderbolt flies off to rearm. Next up in the shooting phase, we opened up with the wall guns. The 2 larger guns, which are rapid-fire battle cannons, fire the same unit as the Thunderbolt. 4 hits overall, so 3s to wound. 1, but that is 3 wounding hits, AP3.
All right, invulnerables, saved 1. Feel No Pain, 6+. No, and that's 2 more, so that will kill one of the drones and put 1 wound on another.
Next up, the right-hand wall guns fired. It was 12 hits overall, which is fantastic work. They're only strength 6, however, so 5 to wound. But that is not too bad. That is 4 wounding hits at AP3.
All right, again, 5 up invulnerables, saved 1. 6 up, Feel No Pain. And that kills 1 more drone, as it had a wound on it already.
Lastly, the wall guns on the left-hand side fired. After all the hits, we had 7 on the same unit and 3 on the unit behind. So the 7 on the front unit, 5s to wound. Oh, that is good. 3 6s and a 5, so 4 wounding hits.
That's good. All right. Oh, wow. Okay, 6 up, Feel No Pain. Okay, and that's 1 wound dealt out.
Okay, we do 1 wound there, and then 3 wounds on the unit behind. Oh, 2 more wounds.
Okay, no, and Feel No Pain. No, 2 wounds on the unit behind.
Next up, we're firing with the Knights, and the Knights Majira fired its lightning cannon. We're going to see if we can reduce that squad. We landed 3 hits, so strength 7, 4s to wound. However, we have Shred and +1 to wound from the Warlord trait Hellrider, so that is 3 wounding hits, AP3.
5 up, invulnerable saves.
Ooh.
Oh, Feel No Pain. Come on, bring me a 6. No, and that is 1 more wound dealt.
Nice. Next to fire, we have the 2 Knight Styrics. We're going to fire both at the same time with their Volkite weapons into the same squad yet again. See if we can drop a squad. 3s to hit with 10 shots. Drop 4, that's not too bad. We are now 4s to wound normally, +1 from the Hellrider trait for the Warlord, so 3s to wound. Oh, that is good. So that is 5 wounding hits at AP3.
Okay, invulnerables. Ooh, only get 1. 6 up, Feel No Pain. Okay, so we take 3 wounds, so that will kill 1 of the drones and put 1 on 1 wound.
That's great work. And then we have 3 deflagrates, wounding on 3s. Oh, 3 more wounds. Excellent.
Whoa. Okay, and that was invulnerable, Feel No Pains. Okay, so we only take 1 more wound there.
The Acheron will fire into the same unit. We have a heavy bolter, twin linked, so 3s to hit, twin linked. Oh, no. Normally 6s to wound, but that Warlord trait we hit on 5s. Oh, that is 1 wound.
Oh, 3 up armor. 6 up, Feel No Pain. No. And that puts another wound on that unit.
The Warlord in the Atropos is firing at the enemy Warlord. The Queen drone targets with the Graviton Singularity Cannon. We need to roll for the Collapsing Singularity first. Oh my god, okay, so that is 1 hull point dealt to themselves. However, the shot didn't scatter, so that is a strength 8 AP2 wound. 3s to wound with the Warlord trait. Oh, not on a 1, that's really unfortunate. The Porphyron, a bit of a tough choice on who to fire at, but we're going to see if we can kill that squad for the VP. So we carry on firing at it. 6 hits, strength 10, so 2s to wound. Oh, double 1, that's not great. So 4 wounding hits, AP2.
Invulnerable saves, 5+. We get 1. Feel No Pain. Wow. Okay, so we lose 1 wound, and that kills 1 of those drones.
One of the shots scattered and hit the Guardian drone behind, so we have a single hit against him. 2s to wound. That is a wound, AP2.
4 up, invulnerable, and that is passed.
The Ironstorm then fired at the unit just behind. It slap bang in the middle. 5 hits on the unit. Strength 6, but +1 to wound with the Warlord trait, so 4s to wound. That's not bad. 3 wounding hits. AP4, so you get your 3 up.
3 up armor. Fail 2. Feel No Pain. Wow, okay, 1 wound dealt on that squad at the rear.
Last up, the Bavarian is going to shoot its las cannons at that single drone in the unit left alive. We desperately need to kill units for death toll points. So 2s to hit, 2 hits, that's great. 2s to wound, 2 wounding hits at AP2.
Nice. 5 up invulnerables, fail, feel no pain. Wow, we get 1, so there is 3 wounds left on that model.
End of turn 1 for House MALINAX. Not bad overall. We whittled down one of those units to a single model, pushing for our death toll points. However, we're very well aware of the huge horde of XENOS are going to be on top of us almost immediately, and we have quite a lot of shootings to survive as well. So we've got to weather the storm and see what comes.
XENOS turn 1 movement. We did pretty well to weather the wall guns, the aircraft, and the firing of the knights by only losing 4 drones. It was an easy job for the XENOS to just advance forward and unleash their mine blasts upon the enemy. XENOS turn 1 shooting. The Queen will make her presence felt by firing the first shot of the game, and it will go into the Majira right in front of her. It's a quantum mine blast, which is essentially a 2-shot. We need 2s to hit, which we get. And on rolls of 6, it automatically deals 3 hull points. But let's see what damage we can do. Okay, so that is just 2 D3 shots potentially, but we get an invulnerable.
Okay, so Flare Shield or the Void Shield, same save, 4 up. We'll both go through, that's unfortunate.
All right, hope for a big roll. We might be able to pull it down. Okay, so that is 3 hull points dealt to the Majira. Following on for that, the 2 Guardian drones will fire together and they will gang up on the Majira again. We need to take a knight down a turn if we can, and they require 2s to hit. Reroll 1 thanks to the Warlord trait. That is a good start. Let's see what the result is. Okay, this is good. So potentially 2 D3 shots.
Okay, 4 up invuln. Oh, okay, we shrugged 1 off this time. That's good.
So one of those get through. Okay, and that is another 2 hull points. The unit to the right of the Queen will fire. Now, because they're in units of 5, they get a whopping 14 mine blasts, and they require 3s to hit. Rerolling the 1s because we're so close to the Warlord. It looks like it could be a clean sweep, which it is. Oh, -1. Okay, so 13 shots, and we require 6s. It's going to be a tough roll. Whoa, only 3.
Okay, 3 4-up ion shields. With a single fail, this Majira is dead. Come on. Oh, couldn't do it. Double 1 to that Majira is dead. Twice over.
All right, let's see what happens on the catastrophic damage table. Okay, so it's only the minor one, and we'll see where it goes. It was only an explosion and cannot harm any of the knights around it. The lone drone will fire at the in-place tower again and requires 3s to hit. We get 1 hit. It is lance, so we only get a 5 to glance, 6 to pen. We get a pen.
Lovely. Okay, the Void Shield gives us a 4-up invuln. Passed.
Oh. The unit behind the lone drone will fire again at the emplaced wall. It'll be nice to get rid of some of the firepower coming back at us. There are 14 shots, firing 3s. Wow, no 1s, but that's all right. We only got 2 this time. And remember, we're lance, 5 to glance, 6 to pen, armor 14. 2 glance, 3 glance, and a pen. Let's have those glances.
Okay, 4-up invuln against the glances. Wow, triple 5. And the pen? Shrug them off. Okay, our Void Shield saves are going well.
The 2 drones at the back of the pack will fire into the Knight Acheron just to see if we can pink some hull points from it. We require 3s to hit, reroll 1 for the Warlord trait, which we get, which is really great. 5 to glance, 6 to pen. Holy hell.
Wow.
3 pens and a glance. Let's have a glance.
Okay, 4-up on the glance. No, goes through. And 3 penetrating hits. Wow, shrugged them all off. Okay, fantastic.
End of turn 1 for the XENOS. Not a bad turn. A ton of firepower coming out into the defence lines and the knights, and managed to kill one of those is a really good start. However, we are coming unstuck when it comes to those ion shields and the settlement's Void Shield.
House MALINAX turn 2 movement. We survived quite well there. We did lose a knight, but we expected that. We've pushed forward with both the Acheron and the Lance. So we're going to take the fight to the XENOS. We've left our Void Shield envelope, but we're hoping we can delay them with some lengthy melees, which we're quite good at. Other than that, the 2 Styrics and the Atropos moved out slightly more to block the way to the city. Thunderbolt comes tearing in the movement phase and targets all 4 of its Sun Fury missiles at the squad of 5 at the rear of the XENOS formation. 16 hits after all the dust had settled, so 5 to wound. Not bad. That is 3, 5, 6 wounding hits at AP3.
5 up invulnerables. Get 2, not bad. 6 up, feel no pain. Okay, 4, and that will kill one of those drones.
Firing next, we have the autocannons, twin linked, hitting on 2s. Double 1s, we need that twin linked. Still 1-1. Strength 7, toughness 7, 4 to wound. 2 wounding hits. It's only AP4, however.
3 up armor. Wow, double 6.
One of the missiles scattered and clipped the unit right next to them, so we have a single hit, wounding on 5s. That is not a hit.
We need a blind check for the larger unit. They pass, and the smaller unit also pass. This is good.
Ground-based shooting, and the Acheron opens up with its flame cannon. It clips 2 units in front of it, 3 hits to the front unit, so wounding on 4s, strength 7. 2 winning hits, AP3, that's great.
Invulnerable, feel no pain. Wow, okay, so we suffer 1 wound.
Okay, and 2 wounds to the unit behind. Ooh, no wounds, unfortunate. We'll follow up with the heavy bolter in the chain fist. Twin linked, luckily. Okay, still only 2 hits, and then 6s to wound. Ooh, we get 1 wound.
3 up armor, fail, feel no pain. Oh, a wound has been taken.
Starting with the wall and turret guns, the right-hand tower gun targets the lone drone. We need to see if we can peel the unit off. 2 hits, so wounding on 3s. 1 and a 2, that's not good. Right-hand wall guns now. We've learnt our lesson with targeting the rear unit of 5. We scored 9 hits with 3 shots. Fantastic. Wounding on 5s. That is not too bad. 3 wounding hits at AP3.
All right, invulnerables, get 2, feel no pain. No, fail 2, so that will kill one of those drones, and it had 1 wound remaining and put 1 on another.
The left-hand wall gun's now firing another 9 hits, twin linked coming into effect there. 5s to wound. Ooh, not as good, only 2 wounding hits. Still AP3, however.
Okay, 5 up invulnerable, 6 up feel no pain. Oh no, and that's another 2 wounds dealt on that squad at the rear.
Last up, we have the left-hand tower cannon. Really great work. 6 hits from 2 shots, 3s to wound with strength 8. Well, not great. 3 wounding hits, but AP3 again.
Whoa, 5s. Look at that. 6 up. Come on. Yes.
Switching back to the Knights, the Lancer is taking aim at the Queen drone. We're going to see if we can do some damage to the Warlord. It has its Shock Blast attack from the Lance. 6 shots, hitting on 3s. Only 2 miss. That's not too bad. It is only strength 7, so we are wounding on 5s. 1 wounding hit, but it is AP2.
3 up invulnerable for the Queen. Yes.
First, the right-hand Styrex is going to target the worker drone on a unit on his own, so we can get that death toll kill. 5 shots from the Volkite, hitting on 3s. That's fantastic. That's what we need. Strength 7, 4s to wound. We need another roll like that. Only 2 wounds. That's unfortunate, but it is AP3.
5 up invulnerable. Feel no pain. Okay, and we take 1 wound.
Okay, deflagrate. Another wound.
Whoa. Feel no pain. No, that's 2 wounds.
Graviton gun was in range and hit dead on, so we now need a strength test from the drone.
A 6 is always a fail, so we need a 6 or under. Okay, that's good.
Really need to finish off this unit, so the other Styrex is also going to shoot his Volkite weapon at it. 5 shots, hitting on 3s. 2 miss, not too great, but 4s to wound. Oh, only 1 wound, unfortunate, but AP3.
Okay, I'll get out of 5 up invuln.
Really frustrating. We're going to keep firing at that same unit with the Atropos, who has fired with a Graviton Singularity Cannon. We need to roll on the structural collapse first. Oh my god. Another 1, so he takes a second hull point to his own guns. That's a good start. However, it is now a strength 8 AP2. That is a wound.
Whoa, 5 up. 6 up, feel no pain, fail, and he has 1 wound remaining.
Last to fire, the Porphyrion targets the worker drone unit right at the back next to the Guardian drone. It targeted right to the side, try and clip both units, and resulted in 7 hits to the worker drone and 3 to the Guardian. So 2s to wound against the worker drones. 3 1s, that's not great. However, 4 wounding hits at AP2.
Okay, invulnerables. Wow. Let's make it a quad on the feel no pain. No, that is 1 wound dealt, and that will kill one of those models as it had 3 wounds already.
3 wounds onto the Guardian drone, wounding on 2s. Oh my god, double 1. So a single wound.
4 up invulnerable. Whoa, feel no pain, 5+. No, and that is a wound on the Guardian.
The Iron Storm then fired, scattered a double 6, so only clipped the Guardian drone. Strength 6, toughness 8, 6 to wound? No, nothing. Lastly, the Porphyrion will fire both its las cannons into the same unit. 2 hits, strength 9, toughness 7, 2 to wound. Okay, that's 2 wounding hits, AP2.
5 ups. Ooh, 6 up, feel no pain. Come on. No, and that is a wound dealt.
MALINAX turn 2 assault phase, and we need to make our presence felt here. We have 2 charges. The Acheron is going to go into the worker drones, and the Lancer is going to go into the Queen drone. Start with the Acheron, 5 centimeter charge, made handily on a 10. The Lancer into the Queen drone, made even more handily on an 11. Starting off, we have the Lancer smashing into the Queen drone. Hammer of Wrath, initiative 10, 2s to wound. That is a wound.
2 up armor. Lovely.
Okay, straight on to initiative 5 with Swift Strike, 5 attacks hitting on 3s. We'll drop 2, but not too bad. And then we have 3 destroyer weapon attacks. Really need this to come off. Wow, that is amazing. So that is 2d3 and d6 plus 6 wounds. Can't be saved, so d6 plus 6, that is 7. They do have 6 wounds apiece on the Queen drones, but that does completely impale the Queen on the lance and kill her outright. That is an amazing result. We absolutely needed that to impale the Queen. At the end of the combat, the lance consolidates 3 centimeters. Following up, we have the Acheron crashing into the worker drones. Hammer of Wrath, initiative 10. That is a wound.
3 up armor. Ooh, nice.
Lovely. Initiative 4, we have 5 attacks on the charge with our Reaper Chain Fist. 3s to hit. Ooh, we dropped 3, not great. However, destroy a weapon table. Oh no, okay, so that's 2d3, however you get your invulnerable save.
5+ invulnerable, 6+ invulnerable, we fail.
Okay, so 2d3. Oh, that is a 1 and a 2, so just 2 wounds.
We'll allocate these onto the one model that has already taken wounds already, so he suffered 2, and we require our feel no pain, which we fail, and that will kill one of those drones. At last, the drones get to attack with their smash attack. They require 4s to hit. Oh, we only get 1. That's very disappointing. But we are strength 10, 3s to glance. We get a pen. Let's see if we can get some more damage on a roll of a 6, which we don't, so that's just 1 hull point.
End of turn 2, and we have a Blessed or Simulacra roll on the Atropos. No, a 1. End of turn 2 for MALINAX. Pretty good overall. Our shooting seemed to bounce off a little bit. We did a good amount of damage, but those charges did fantastic work. Tied up 1 unit of drones from getting anywhere nearer our defensive line, and more importantly, that Lancer skewered the Queen and rid us of its Warlord trait for the moment, and more waves of XENOS constructs will be throwing themselves at our defences.
XENOS turn 2 movement. A little bit unlucky not to get any reserves on this turn, so we've just got to work with what we've got left on the board. But the entire army has converged on that Lancer, and it is our goal to take it down in this turn. XENOS turn 2 shooting. We're going to start with the Guardian drone to the left of the Knight Lancer, and it will use its Disruption Spike, which is essentially a haywire attack. We've already hit. Let's see what the result is. It could be a glance, but there's a a shield.
Iron shield, 4 up. No, goes through.
Nice, that's a hull point. And then we'll use its Heavy Mind Blast, 2s to hit. We hit. Let's roll on the damage table. It is a 6, but it's reduced by 1 due to the Polaric special roll.
Okay, 4 up, Iron shield save again. No, goes through again.
Wow, deals D3 hull points. That's 2. Moving on to the second Guardian drone, right in front of it. Again, we'll go for the Disruption Spike. We get a 6. That could be a pen.
Iron shield saves it this time.
2s to hit with a Heavy Mind Blast. Rolling on the D chart. Oh, it's another 6, so we get D3.
Okay, Iron shield. No, goes through again.
Oh, come on, big 6. Oh, okay, and that will destroy that knight. Fantastic work. Let's roll on the chart to see what happens. It's a devastating explosion, and let's see where it scatters, hopefully away. It stays where it is, which is great, and no one is clipped by that blast. The single drone on the right-hand side will fire up at that large emplaced Tower gun requires 3s to hit and 5s and 6s to glance or pen. We get a glance and a pen. Look at that.
Wow, okay. 4 up from the void against the glance, passed, and against the pen, failed.
Okay, let's see if we can explode it or not. We can't, so it's just 1 hull point. Same again, we've got 5 shots from the 2 drones behind the initial one there, requiring 3s to hit. That is a full house. Wow, wow, wow. 5 to 6, excuse me, 5 to glance, 6 to pen, 1 of each.
Okay, against the glance, saved, against the pen, failed.
Oh, let's see if we can explode it. We can't, it's just another hull point. Firing through the smoke, the 2 drones behind the Guardians will fire through that smoke and the wreckage of the Lancer into the Styrics. 5 shots, hitting on 3s. No Warlord on the table, so we can't use the Warlord trait. And we require 6s. We get 1 glance.
Okay, 4 up Iron Shield, passed.
XENOS turn 2 assault phase, we move into combat with the 3 drones with the Acheron. The Acheron strike first.
Okay, initiative 4 with its Chain Fist, 4 attacks hitting on 3s. Wow, 3 misses. Okay, it is a destroyer weapon, however, so let's fish for that 6. Oh my word. Okay, a 1, no damage whatsoever. It might be in trouble here.
Unbelievable. They will strike back with their 3 smash attacks requiring 4s to hit. We get 2, this is good. 3s to glance, 4s to pen. We get 1 glance and 1 pen. So that's 2 hull points, but we may be able to score an additional on a 6. Nope, so just 2 hull points dealt, 2 remaining. End of turn 2 for the XENOS. We also rolled for the It Will Not Die on that Guardian drone that took a wound and miraculously recovered it, which is a good start. We are a little bit thin on the ground, however, we have peeled out 2 knights and are slowly pulling the hull points down off those emplaced guns.
MALINAX turn 3 movement. The next Thunderbolt in the squadron comes streaming on, rolled for our reserves, which is really great. The 2 Styrics move further out. One of them still in the Void Shield envelope. One of them's going to make a beeline for the Worker drone, see if we can start destroying some units and getting death toll points. The Porphyrion and the Atropos Warlord both stayed behind the walls just to bring the guns to bear. We want to be a bit reactive so we can maybe move out and charge next turn. Working out the shooting from the Thunderbolt in the movement phase, we have 4 Sun Fury missiles. We're targeting the squad of 2 drones behind the 2 Guardian drones. 2 bad scatters meant 4 hits, wounding on 5s with strength 6. That is 1 wound at AP 3.
5 up invulnerable, fail. 6 up feel no pain. Oh no, that is a wound dealt.
Firing the autocannons in the nose, we have 4 shots hitting on 2s, fantastic. Wounding on 4s. Oh, only 1 wound, unfortunately. AP 4.
3 up. Ooh, nice. Lovely.
First of the 2 Styrics is targeting the Worker drone unit behind the right-hand Guardian drone. 5 shots from the Volkite, hitting on 3s. All 4 hit, and then strength 8, wounding on 3s. Ooh, 2 2s, so that is 2 wounding hits. AP 3, however.
Invulnerable, 5+. 6 up, feel no pain. Oh, we get 1.
Okay, so 1 deflagrate. Yep, that's another wound.
Oh, that's a pass. Great, only 1 wound dealt on that unit.
The second Styrics is going to target the drone right in front of him. We really need to kill this unit. 5 shots with the Volkite. Yeah, all hit. That's fantastic. 3s to wound, strength 8. 2 1s. That is 3 wounding hits at AP 3.
Oh, there's only 1 wound left on this model, and we require 5s. 2 6s for the win. Come on. It's not meant to be, and that unit has finally been destroyed.
The Atropos from within the walls of the city fires out with its Graviton Singularity Cannon. We need to roll on the collapsing Singularity table. We get a 3rd 1 in a row. Something was wrong here. Okay, shouldn't have jinxed it. So he's lost 3 hull points to himself just from shooting. That's fantastic. The blast does hit the Guardian drone, however, so strength 8, AP 2, 4s to wound. Oh wow, he likes rolling 1s. That is a big fat nothing. The Porphyrion choosing to target the Guardian drone on the left. We hit out with the Magna Las Cannon, 4 solid hits. Strength 10, so 2s to wound. That is 4 wounds on AP 2.
Oh, okay, onto our 4 up invulnerable save. We saved 2, not bad, and we do have a feel no pain of 5+. Yes!
Wow. Same target for the hull mounted las cannons, 2 shots. Oh, only 1 hit, unfortunate. 3s to wound. That is a wound at AP 2.
Oh, invulnerable, feel no pain.
Wow.
Yes.
Finally, the Iron Storm lands on the drones right behind. 2 hits, so 5 to wound, no wounds. Lastly, we have the weapon emplacements. The 2 tower cannons fired at the 2 drones behind the Guardian drones. Some scatters, 4 hits on them and 1 on the Guardian drone to the left. So 3s to wound on the Guardian, on the workers, 2 wounds at AP 3.
Out the dice tray. Invulnerables, we get 1. Feel no pain. Let's have another 6. Oh, wow. Look at that.
Okay, and 1 wound onto the Guardian drone on the left. 4s to wound. That is a wound. However, it's only AP 3.
2 up. Out the dice tray. Love it.
Lovely. Finally, the war guns fired. They all targeted those 2 drones at the back again. 11 hits, strength 6, 5 to wound. Ooh, that's not too bad. 1, 2, 3 wounding hits at AP 3.
Invulnerables, we get 1. 6 up, feel no pain, no, and that's 2 wounds dealt.
Turn 3 combat phase, and we have the ongoing combat between the Acheron and the worker drones. 4 attacks at initiative 4, hitting on 3s. Ooh, drop 2, but we still might do some damage. Destroy a table with a chain fist. 2d3, we'll take that.
Invulnerables, in combat, no.
Okay, so let's see how many d3 we get. That is a 2 and a 3, so 5 wounds from 2 hits.
One of those drones took 3 wounds, and then he took a further 2, which does kill him, and then the wounds do not carry over into the rest of the squad, so that kills one of those drones. Striking back, 3 smash attacks. 1 hit only. We need a 3 to glance, 4 to pen. It is a pen. Let's see if we can cause any additional damage, which we do. Unbelievable. We cause 1 additional, so that has destroyed the Knight Acheron. Now let's roll on the chart to see what the destruction is. It is a Titanic explosion, excuse me. Let's roll for that scatter. Whoa, that's a scary one. That we'll have a quick measure and come back. Unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on your point of view, that D-blast lands right between the unit and the Guardian drone. So the Guardian will suffer a destroyer hit.
Okay, on the destroyer table, D3. Okay, so you get your invuln against that before we calculate.
Come on, pass, lovely. And then the worker drones
suffer another D3.
Invulnerable. Oh, out the dice tray again. Okay, that's a fail.
Okay, so how many D3 do we suffer? Oh, we inflict 3 on the explosion.
3 feel no pains thanks to phase shift. No, and that's 3 wounds dealt to that unit. Finally, after taking damage, they will consolidate 4 centimeters.
End of turn 3, and we have a blessed auto-simulacra roll on the Atropos. See if we can regain some of these lost hull points. Or flash to 6, but no. Looking at the state at the end of turn 3, we're doing fairly well. Those war guns and the Porphyrin are making good work of the enemy army, but we are well aware we have lots of reserves coming at us, and we are rapidly losing knights faster than we can thin the enemy horde. So we have another turn to survive, and we'll see what can happen.
XENOS turn 3 movement phase. A little bit unlucky with the reserve rolls. We only got another Guardian back, so when the Queen dies, she's irreplaceable. And that means we've got a Guardian back instead. Unfortunately, a unit of worker drones were unable to come on. Other than that, everything is pushed up. We need to make a play for that gate. Try and take out a couple of knights this turn, and it's just the Atropos and the Porphyrin left to go. XENOS turn 3 shooting phase, starting with the unit of 3 drones at the front there. They ran forward 5 centimeters just to close the distance to that gate. Again, trying to make up ground, the freshly arrived Guardian ran 3 centimeters. Starting with the Guardian on the right hand side, it will fire its cluster spines into the side of that Styx. Its shield is on the front, requiring 2s to hit. We get 1, and we need 6s to glance its side armour. Nothing. Then we'll fire its heavy mind blast, hits on 2s. Great. Now we're rolling the destroyer table. Okay, that's not bad. It's D3 hull points, but there is no invulnerable save, so we roll. And we take 2 hull points from it. Then we'll use the disruption spike to fire into it. It hits, as it's a template weapon, and rolling on the haywire chart, we get a penetrate. This is great. We can't cause any extra damage, so it's just another hull point. The Guardian drone to the left of the screen will fire at the other Styx directly ahead of it, using its heavy mind blast, requiring 2s. Lovely job. Let's see what happens. Okay, so it could be D3 hull points.
4 up iron shield. Oh, no, it goes through.
Wowza, let's see what happens. And we get 1 hull point. Unfortunately, the cluster spines and disruption spike are out of range. The 2 worker drones in front of the Styrics will fire their Mind Lances into the front of that Styrics, requiring 3s to hit. We drop 1. Now we need 6s thanks to that Ionic Flare Shield. We get 1 though, we'll take that.
Alright, 4 up iron. No, goes through as well.
Oh, okay, let's see if we can cause any further damage. We don't, it's just 1 whole point. Firing between those 2 Guardians, the 2 worker drones behind them will go again into that Styrics, requiring 3s to hit. That's 4 hits, that's not too bad. But we do need 6s, thanks to the Ionic Flare Shield, and that is nothing. XENOS turn 3 assault phase. The Guardian there had a 2 centimeter charge into the Styrics, which it made successfully, but we've got an 8 centimeter charge into the Styrics in front with the other Guardian. That is a fail. Hammer of Wrath is a glance. That's a great start, and there is just 1 whole point remaining on that Styrics. And the Guardian drone will get to strike first because the Styrics is concussed. 3 attacks requiring 4s to hit. That is a full complement. Wowzers. We're strength 10 armor bane. That is a pen, followed by another pen, so another 6. Go on. Okay, fine. And that is a glance. So that will destroy that that knight. Let's roll on the chart to see what we get. Loads of Titanic explosions in this game today, and we'll see where it scatters. Oh, that is pretty deadly, but that will probably go between the 2 Guardians.
Okay, let's roll on the destroyer table. The one that was in combat with the Styrics. D3 wounds. He does get an invulnerable save against that.
That is a fail.
Okay, so D3, 6.
Phase shift. Oh, that is 3 wounds dealt to that Guardian.
And to the Guardian behind. Wow, that is a 6 on the destroyer chart. So that Styrics falls over and brings down the knight with it, and brings down the Guardian with it, because it does 6 plus 5 wounds. So that Guardian takes 11 wounds with no saves of any kind. That's pretty good going for a knight that just died.
After that devastating combat, a Guardian drone has been felled by an exploding knight. The one that was in contact, though, or in combat rather, managed to consolidate 1 centimeter facing off the other Styrics. And those XENOS are on the back foot.
House MALINAX turn for movement, and that was a wild turn. We managed to drop a Guardian drone through sacrifice of our own knight. In our movement, we had 3 knights to move. The Atropos, wounded, is stepped out the gate and is going to confront that unit of 3 worker drones. The Styrics has stepped up in front of the Guardian drone who killed his brother and is bravely going to sell his life, shooting and then charging. The Porphyron will carry on firing down range. Unfortunately, we didn't get a Thunderbolt reinforcement from the air wing this turn on a failed reserve roll, so we're going to have to shoot, including the war guns, and see what we can do to thin their numbers and then charge. MALINAX turn for shooting, and we're going to start with the Styrics. He's going to fire his Volkite weapon up into the face of that Guardian drone. 3s to hit with 5 shots. Only 1 miss, that's good. Strength 8, toughness 8, 4s to wound. That is 2 wounding hits. It is only AP3, so they get the 2 up.
Oh, yeah, not bad.
Oh, there we go. The Styrics then does have a Rad Cleanser in his Hecaton Siege Claw. Template is clipped, so we are rolling to wound. It is Fleshbane, so 2 up. That is a wound. It's only AP5, however, so they get your full armor save.
2 up. Ooh.
Worth a chance. The Knight Atropos is going to not test its luck and fire the Grav cannon, as we've lost 3 whole points already to it. However, its Atropos Lascutter is in range. It is a beam attack that will clip 2 of those worker drones. It is a D weapon, so 2 rolls on the destroyer chart, almost double 6. 2d3, however, so you get your invulnerable saves against those.
Ooh, 1 pass, 1 fail.
Okay, so D3 wounds, or only 1, unfortunate.
Alright, we do get further pain thanks to phase shift, which we fail. One of those drones had 3 wounds suffered already, so that does kill a drone.
Last to fire is the Castor Snipe Porphyrion. Scored 4 hits with its las cannons on the newly arrived Guardian drone. We are strength 10, 2s to wound. All 4 wound, that's great. AP2 cuts through their armor.
Whoa, 4 up invulnerable.
Wow.
Feel no pain 5. No, we do take a wound.
2 hull-mounted las cannons, same target, both hit, 3s to wound. Ooh, only 1 wound, AP2 however.
4 up, out the dice tray. Save on a 6.
Nice. The 2 tower guns target the unit of worker drones behind the Guardian with 2 left. 4 hits scored, wounding on 3s. That is 3 wounding hits, AP3.
We need our 5 up invulnerable save, which we fail 3, but we do get feel no pain. We get 2, which is great, and that will kill one of those drones.
Lastly, the wall cannons fired. A couple of scatters. We have 4 hits, strength 6, so 5s to wound. Oh, no wounds, unfortunate. But we do kill one of those drones. That's good work. Turn 4 assault phase for House MALINAX. Great news, we made it into combat with both the Atropos and the Styrax. Starting off with the Styrax, he charged the Guardian Drone Hammer of Wrath at strength 10. Failed to wound, but that's alright. We then have 4 attacks at initiative 4 on the charge, 3s to hit. Oh wow, okay, 1 hit. However, Hecaton Siege Claw is a destroyer attack. Let's see if we can get that 6. There we go, our luck finally switched around, and that does 6 plus d6. 8 wounds that cannot be saved by any kind of save, and that outright kills the Guardian Drone. Fantastic. After that, the Styrax consolidates 2 centimeters. Looking to follow on the success, the Atropos crashes into the Worker Drone's Hammer of Wrath at strength 10. That is a wound.
3 up armor. Yes.
Okay, all passed. And then we have 5 attacks on the charge, hitting on 3s. Ooh, full house there, full hit. These are all destroyer weapon attacks. Oh, okay, no 6s but no 1s. That is 5d3 worth of wounds. That might be a good amount to wipe the squad.
All right, let's go on to our 6 up invulnerables, and then we'll start assigning the damages. Okay.
No invuln saves made, so 5d3. Okay, that is 2 1s, 2 2s, and a 3. So that is 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. That is 9 wounds to deal out from 5 hits.
All right, it's a bit wild how you work out the hits from destroyer attacks. So with a little bit of ease, we're just going to roll these all together. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and we require 6s. That is a big fat nothing, and that will kill those 2 drones, wiping the squad from the battlefield.
The Atropos will then consolidate 1 centimeter. End of turn 4 for House MALINAX. Really good turn there. We've pushed the XENOS right back away from our walls. We only have 3 knights on the board, and 2 of them are wounded, so we're going to do our Blessed or Simulacra on the Styrax, on a 6, no, on a 1. And the Atropos, more importantly, no, not on a 3. So no whole points regained, and it's on to the XENOS.
XENOS turn 4 movement, and we have been really lucky with our reserves. And all of the units that are eligible to come back on have come back on. So we've been replenished with 2 Guardian drones and 2 units of 5 Worker drones. That will help with the firepower into those knights, and hopefully we can make it through the breach. XENOS turn 4 shooting, and we're going to start with all of the Guardian drones firing into that Styrax to try and bring it down through mass weight of fire. So we'll do them individually, but that's where we're going. We'll start with the one on the right-hand side of the screen requiring 2s, and the one in the middle, out of the dice tray, yes, and then finally the one on the left-hand side. Okay, so they all hit, which is good stuff. And now we roll on the D chart. So they are all D3.
Okay, so we have 3 orange saved. Let's see if we can shrug any of those off. We do shrug 1 off, but that is 2 get through, so minimum 2 whole points dealt.
All right, this is 2d3 then. That's really good. That is 5 whole points, and that is enough to destroy that Styrax. Let's roll to see what happens. Again, another Titanic explosion. Unbelievable. And let's see where it scatters. Oh, it stays where it is, and that will not cause any damage to anyone. That's all of the shooting from the XENOS there. All we did then was to run every other unit of those Worker drones. The maximum was a 4. We are some way from that gate, but there are only 2 knights holding it up now. I wonder if we can make it. At the end of the turn, the Guardian managed to regain its wound thanks to It Will Not Die, and is back up to full health.
House MALINAX turn 5 movement, and we were unlucky again. Our next Thunderbolt reinforcement rolled a 1 on the reserve and failed to come in. However, we have a lot of firepower on the table still with those wall guns and the Porphyron. The Atropos, the Warlord, made the brave decision to step out from underneath the Void Shield envelope and is going to go straight towards the Worker drones closest. If we can wipe out those 2 units, then we think we've probably done enough to stop the enemy getting through the gates by the end of the game. But it will probably mean the death of the Warlord. MALINAX turn 4 shooting. We're going to start with the Atropos. Levels its las cutter beam straight through one of those Worker drones. Hits automatically, and so we now have 1 roll on the destroyer table. Oh, that's a 1. So nothing, not too bad. We'll then charge in later. We're not going to fire the grav cannon as it could scatter, and it's been doing a lot of hull points to us. The Porphyron is targeting that lone drone. It seems a little wasteful, but we really need to kill the unit. 1 for death toll points, but 2 to stop it getting anywhere near our deployment zone. So 4 MALINAX cannons hit, so 4 hits, wounding on 2s. Oh, double 1. So only 2 wounding hits. That's unfortunate.
Invulnerables, 1 passed. Feel no pain failed. It does suffer a wound.
Okay, we'll go straight onto the las cannons on the hull. 2 hitting on 2s, that is 2 hits, and wounding on 2s, that is 2 wounds.
Invulnerable, 1 out of the dice tray. We'll get a 6, followed by 5, and we are golden.
Iron Storm at the same target. We're desperate to kill this drone. It hit, but fails to wound. Again, desperate to kill this unit. We've fired both tower guns at it. We've dealt 3 hits, strength 8s, wounding on 3s. Those are 3 AP3 hits, that's good.
Oh, invulnerable. Oh no, we're running out of luck now. Feel no pain 6+. That takes the last 3 wounds from that drone, and the unit is destroyed.
Last up, we have the wall-mounted cannons. They fired into the unit of worker drones clustering around the knight. Some bad scatters meant we only landed 4 hits, so we need 5s to wound. That's 2 wounds, not too bad. AP3.
Invulnerable, pass 1, and feel no pain 6+. Come on. No, wound is dealt out onto that unit.
Turn 4 combat for MALINAX, and we made the charge with the Atropos quite easily on an 8. Hitting at initiative 10, Hammer of Wrath. That is a wound at strength 10.
Invulnerable, that is a pass.
We then go straight into combat, initiative 4. 5 attacks hitting on 3s. Oh, that is all hit. That is fantastic news. We are strength D with 5 rolls on the chart. Ooh, that is 1 6 and 4 D3. So 1 drone is just absolutely squished with 8 wounds being dealt to it with no saves. And then we have 4 D3 on the second drone.
4 D3, we need 6 up invulnerable saves, which we pass 1. How many wounds do we suffer? We need to re-roll 1 of those. That was 4. Okay, so we fail 3.
Okay, 3 D3, anything but 3 1s. Okay, so that is 6 7 wounds dealt out to that drone.
Oh, that is going to be tough. I've only got 6 dice, but it doesn't matter. That drone is dead and the unit is destroyed.
End of turn 4, really good. We've cleared the front of the board. That Atropos will consolidate 5 centimeters. And then we have 1 more roll on the Blessed Orsa Simulacra. Come on, 6. There we go. So he regains 1 hull point.
XENOS turn 4 movement. We were lucky with our reserve rolls that managed to get 1 unit of 5 drones back on the board, which is great. Everything else advanced forward, and we are looking to take down the Atropos with the Guardians and then run forward with the worker drones to try and get to that gate. XENOS turn 4 shooting phase. At the start of the phase, we ran 1 centimeter with the freshly arrived worker drones. The Guardian drones have pooled their resources and they will fire into that Atropos to try and bring it down. But first, the Guardian drone on the left is in the side arc of that Atropos and the shields on the front. So we'll fire our Disruption Spike, which has hit. We'll now only see roll for the result. It's a 4, and that causes a glance. Now we'll fire its Heavy Mind Blast that hits on a 2. It does. And rolling for the damage, that's good. So we get D3, and we roll it again, and that is another hull point. Then the 2 Guardians that are in front of the Atropos will fire. We're going to do this together, and they require 2s to hit, which is great. Let's roll on the Destroyer table. 1's out of the dice tray, that's exciting. Okay, so it's 2D3.
Okay, we get our Ion Shields against them. It is a Seneschal in there, so a +1 invuln, so a 3 up Ionic Flare Shield. Both passed, lovely.
The 2 drone units on the left and right of those Guardians will run, so we'll start on the left. They're going to run a mighty 6, and the ones on the right, out the dice tray once again, will run a further 4. XENOS turn 4 assault phase. All 3 of those Guardians are going to charge into the Atropos. We'll start with the Guardian on the left. He is 7 centimeters away on 2 dice. Oh, that's a 6. That's a fail. The one in the middle is 8 centimeters. That is also a fail by 1 every time. But we need a mighty 9 on this one. Oh, that is a shocker.
MALINAX turn 5 movement, and we've pushed out. The Thunderbolt reinforcement came in, which is fantastic. The Atropos has moved up out of the Void Shield envelope, but we need to see if we can do as much damage as possible to that worker drone unit as close to the wall as it is, and the Porphyrins have stepped out right into the middle of the gateway to put out fire and hold the gate for as long as possible. Thunderbolt comes screaming in, fires all its Sun Fury missiles, clips the worker drone unit and the Guardian drone on the left flank. 11 hits to the worker drones, wounding on 5s. That's pretty good. That is 5 wounding hits, AP3.
Acquired our invulnerables of 5. We get 1 and 6 up. Feel no pain. Okay, that's good. And we suffer 3 wounds, but 1 had already taken 2 wounds, so that will kill 1 and leave 1 on 3 wounds.
2 hits against the Guardian drone on 6s. Ooh, that is 1 wound. 2 up armor, however.
Oh, passed.
Lovely. Lastly, we have the 2 nose-mounted autocannons. 4 shots hitting on 2s, twin-linked. Okay, all hit and wounding on 4s. That is only 1 wound, 84.
3 up armor. Oh, I was about to say pass. That was a fail. Feel no pain. That is also a fail. Takes a wound. The Guardian requires a blind check and needs a 2 or under. It fails and is blinded. And the other unit, 3 or under, has passed.
The Atropos levels its las cutter. It is a beam weapon and it clips 3 of those drones, which is fantastic. It is a D weapon, so auto hit. 3 rolls on the chart. That is 3d3. That's not too bad. We'll take that. However, invuns first.
5 ups. We fail all.
Okay, so 3d3. Oh, 3, 3, and a 2. So 8 wounds.
Ooh, okay, so we'll have to do these separately, of course. So 3 at a time. Okay, so that fails. So that lead one is reduced to 3 wounds. Then we'll do the 2. Oh, it does fail it, so that will kill the lead one. And then finally, the one behind takes 3, and that also suffers 3 wounds. Wow.
We're not going to fire the Graviton Singularity Cannon. Mostly, it might scatter back onto us, but also we've been unlucky with our collapse and doing hull points to ourselves, so we'll play it safe. The Porphyrin then opens up against the worker drone unit right behind that Guardian on the left flank, clips both units 6 times on the worker drone, so 2s to wound, strength 10. That's 6 wounding hits. That's great. They are AP2.
Requiring 5 up invulnerables. That is a really good roll. And 6s. Oh, 2 wounds, but there was 2 wounds already in that unit, and that will kill one of those drones.
We then had 4 hits against the Guardian drone right in front. Strength 10, so 2s to wound again. 4 wounding hits. That's great. AP2 cuts through the armor.
4 up invulnerable. Oh man. 5 up. Feel no pain. Oof, and he takes 3 wounds.
Ironstorm missile pod fired, but scattered really far, so no hits. Last, we have the 2 las cannons will go into the Guardian drone we've wounded already. 2 hits, 3s to wound with strength 9. That is 2 wounding hits. It's AP2.
Ooh, 4 up invulnerable. Feel no pain. 5 up. Okay, we take a further wound.
The fortifications then fire both tower guns targeted that same unit of Guardians. We need to weaken the units. We scored 5 hits after all the scatters, so 3s to wound with strength 8. 2 2s, so that is 3 wounds, AP3.
Okay, we're requiring not those, that's fine. And 6 up, feel no pain. No, that is unfortunate. So we suffered 3 wounds. There's 2 already gone in the squad. That will kill 1 drone and put 1 on 3 wounds.
Lastly, the 6 war guns fired at the same target. We need to strip them back. We scored 6 hits after all the scatters, so strength 6, 5 to wound. Ooh, it's not bad. 3 wounding hits, AP3.
It's pretty good. Require our invulnerable, which is pretty good. Fail 1. Feel no pain. Oh, okay, we suffer 1 more wound.
MALINAX turn 5 assault phase, and we're going to charge into that worker drone unit with the Atropos. We need to see if we can do some more damage. 4 centimeter charge, made it on a 7. At initiative 10, we inflict Hammer Wrath, strength 10. That is a wound.
Armor save, we pass.
Having suffered a concussive hit last shooting phase, we are concussed, so we're only striking at initiative 1, unfortunately, so that means the worker drones will get to strike first at initiative 3.
Alright, they come in with their smash attacks requiring 4s to hit. That is 1 hit. And we need a 3 to glance, 5 to pen. Great stuff. Let's roll on the damage table. Notes, that is just 1 more hull point, 2 remaining.
Alright, we were lucky to escape there. We have 5 attacks on the charge, initiative 1, but 3s to hit still. Okay, 2 misses, not too bad, but these are destroyer attacks with the las cutter on melee mode. D-chart. Okay, 3d3, 3 4s. That's not too bad. However, you get your invulnerable to start with.
Yes, sir. 6s. We get 1, so 2 go through.
Okay, 2d3 wounds. Ooh, a 1 and a 6, so 4 overall, not too bad.
Okay, so we'll do the 1 first. We get our Feel No Pain thanks to phase shift. No, there's already 3 wounds on one of those models, so that will kill that one. Now we need to take 3 invuns, again, due to phase shift. No, and 3 more wounds are suffered. At the end of that combat, the drones would like to use their phase shift ability, so hit and run. They require an initiative test of 3 or under to do so. They fail and they are locked in combat.
End of turn 5 for MALINAX. We've done all we can pretty well. Our Warlord locked in combat isn't the worst thing, as we can't get shot at next turn. We do have a Blessed Auto-Simulator roll, see if we can gain back 1 more whole point. It's becoming a bit of a trend here. That is a 6, and we are back down to 4 whole points. That's fantastic news. I think only fair after inflicting 3 of those on himself, however. So that could have been the last turn of the game. We've got to survive at least 1 more turn of XENOS shooting.
XENOS turn 5 movement, potentially the last turn of the game, and unbelievably those Guardians have made it off the board and died, and then made it back on and are very close to that Porphyron. A reasonable charge might put us through the gate and a consolidate. So we're going to try and weaken it down, charge it, and then consolidate through the gate, but we'll see what happens. Failing that, all the little worker drones have moved up just behind, and they will complete their move by running in the shooting phase. XENOS turn 5, shooting phase. At the beginning of the phase, the unit on the left there ran 1 centimetre, and the unit on the right managed a 6 on their run move. We'll start with the Guardian that's closest to the Porphyron. It will use its disruption spike. Haywire, let's see what happens. That could be a penetrate if it's not saved.
Okay, 4 up Iron Shield. Ooh, a 1. Okay, goes through.
Let's see what happens. No additional, that is just 1 whole point. Focusing its mind, its heavy mind blast, shoots out, and strikes, thankfully, the Porphyron. Let's roll the damage table to see what happens. It's a 1, and that is nothing. We'll then fire the other 2 Guardians at the same time into the Porphyron. 2s to hit, fantastic. Rolling on the damage table chart, or the D chart rather, that's 2d3 potentially.
Okay, Iron Shield 4 up. Oh, double 3, not quite.
Ooh, let's have a good roll here. Wow, that is 6 whole points in total. Taking it to 7, there is 1 left. XENOS turn 5 assault phase. We need to get one of those Guardians in contact with the Porphyron and try and kill it. And then if we can, smash the Atropos down in combat with a worker drone. So if the plan comes together, we are golden. Let's find out. We need a mighty 8 centimetre charge. There it is. What a mighty roll. Unfortunately, that Guardian has blocked the line of sight to the others, so they can't charge. However, they lended their weight of firepower and reduced that Porphyron to 1. Starting off with the drones in contact with the Atropos will strike first.
Initiative 4, 4 attacks, hitting on 3s. Okay, only drop 1, this is good. 3 rolls on the table to try and kill 2 drones. Let's see if we get any 6s. There we go. So 1 takes 6 plus d6. 2, so that is 8 wounds to a single drone that kills it outright, and then we have 2d3 to see if we can kill the second one.
2 invulnerables against the d3s, make 1 fail 1. There is only 1 wound left on that worker drone in the squad.
Okay, let's see how many Feel No Pains he has to pass. Oh, we only rolled a 1 on our D chart, so only 1 wound.
Come on.
Oh, there we go. So he manages only 1 wound, but that is exactly enough to cut down that last worker drone. The Atropos will then consolidate 6 centimetres.
This is the combat we've been waiting for, trying to get one of these XENOS constructs through the gates. The Porphyron stands in our way, but we get a Hammer of Wrath and require a 6 to damage its armour 14 front. That is a fail. The Guardian will then strike at initiative 2, thanks to the Porphyron being concussed by the previous shooting phase, and we require 4s to hit. Oh, that is a mighty 2 hits. This is a good start. We're strength 10 with Armour Bane. Look at that. That's a pen, followed by another pen. And that does take the whole points off the Porphyron, but let's see if it explodes. We never know, we might go up and smoke with it. We do, maybe. Okay, so it is an explode result. Let's roll on the catastrophic damage table, which is unbelievably a Titanic explosion. We could do with the scattering loads. Let's find out. Oh, that is terrible news, and that will explode in our face. That Guardian has been clipped by that D weapon, so let's roll the chart to see what happens.
Let's see if we can bring out another one with an exploding knight. No, well, that is D3 wounds. You do get your invulnerable save against this, though.
Thanks to phase shift, we get a save, which we fail.
Okay, D3. Oh, only one wound, unfortunate.
All right, and this is the consolidate we've all been waiting for. Wow, look at that. And that will edge that Guardian through the gate. That is potentially the end of the game. The Guardian has finally made it through the gate. But let's see if we go on to random game length and we require a 3+. Oh, no, that is it, unfortunately. Let's tot up those victory points and see what happened. I don't think you can have any more fun with your clothes on than just watching that new game. That was absolutely bonkers.
That was so much fun. That was intense. I don't think there's ever been such an intense game of Warhammer on, like we said in the intro, sort of less than 2 foot by 2 foot.
Oh, way less.
That was, such a small amount of room, but it suited it perfectly to the centimetres. But that was bloody in every respect of the word.
Oh man, it's wild. It's one thing to lay in bed and think about all these weird, wonderful ideas. And I said to Boris before we started this game, I said, can we just check that this is going to work? It's not weird, it's not crazy, and it's a viable thing. And he went, yeah, it's all right.
I think when you guys will see it on the photos as well, it's when we set up the whole load and we had units crashing into units, and then we had the camera looking at them, and you could see on the screen a snapshot. It wasn't sort of a behind the scenes shot. It looked amazing. From our point of view, we hope you guys think so too. But it was so good.
My favourite part of that entire game was pushing. You wouldn't have seen this, but me pushing the airplane over the battlefield to simulate the strafing run.
We had a lot of fun. It's basically 6-year-olds playing with model aircraft again, but it was so much fun.
We have got a photo of that, which will flash up now for you. So you see, I've made like a makeshift kind of stand, and I've pushed a piece of rod through a shoebox over the battlefield to simulate the plane flying over. So that was quite fun. But this morning, when we got up to film that, I had no idea how we were going to do it. But then I thought, I'll just use a shoebox and a bit of wire. It'll be fine. Anyway, that was a wild game.
That was a lot of fun. I honestly thought you were going to take out... one, I thought you were going to blow up all the war guns to start with.
Me too.
But we got straight into melee quite quickly.
Oh.
2, I didn't expect... I expected a lot of knights to die, but I didn't expect the ones to die as fast. I thought the Porphyrion would last to the end of the game.
Yeah.
And 3, I think we both had some amazing rolls, both ways around. I will admit my Blessed Altar Symbiotica rolls, or It Will Not Die, over the past 4 or 5 games has been a bit of an in-joke behind the camera. But I did also do 3 whole points to myself with Grav Collapse, or whatever the rule is.
Collapsing Singularity.
Yeah, I don't think that's ever been done before.
So. What about when the Knight Lancer skewered the Queen in the first turn or second turn of combat?
I mean, that was quite nice. That was we pictured it as a kebab for your barbecue. Afterwards, nice new Queen that appeared, brand new model, first time in the game, and turn 2. Yeah,
seafood all round. All right, let's move on to the victory conditions. 2 things happened here. One, the XENOS have broken through the gate to get into the city, which leads beautifully into our next game, which we'll talk about in the next one. But the Knights destroyed a ton of units.
Yeah, as we said in the intro, it's not an if, it's a when. So we knew the XENOS were going to get through, but it's how long we could delay them for the city to prepare the defences further in. And in that regard, every unit that was destroyed, death toll. The Knights were playing death toll, so effectively 1 point for every unit destroyed. The XENOS were playing almost a Dominion objective. Every unit that could get through that gate, alive at the end of the game, would be 1 VP for them, or D3 for the Guardians, because that represented them pushing past the defences into the city, and the Guardians, bigger, tougher, more scarier, and more of a threat. End of the game, obviously, we ended up with 1 Guardian punching through the Porphyrion.
Yep. So we get a D3 roll. I appreciate we've got the camera set up. It's been a long day. Well, we get 2 victory points in total. We didn't manage to get the Warlord, unfortunately. It was the last one defiantly standing at the back of the XENOS here. So total score for the XENOS is 2 victory points.
Yeah, the Knights did get Warlord, as we said, turn 2, I think it was. And we also just managed to destroy 8 units. It didn't look like it, perhaps, at the end of the game, but those wall guns and the Porphyrion did amazing work. Yeah. Some of the combats went amazingly. The Styrics, or Majera, I can't quite remember which one it was, that fell over and then D-shotted a Guardian drone off the board. That was fantastic. Maybe he ran and hugged him before his reactor blew up. It's just a really good moment. So that is 9 victory points total for the House Malinax, which is great. As we mentioned in the intro, that is 2 campaign points to the Knights, which brings us to 5 apiece.
A nail-biting draw.
yeah, it's been up and down. The Knights started off strong. We won the first game. Then it equalised. Then the XENOS went ahead.
Yep.
Now we're finally drawn again, so we have to go down to game 6 to decide who wins the campaign.
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it, how these games work out? Because we were really worried that maybe one force would have ran away in the first couple of parts of the campaign, and then it would have just skewed the whole thing. But actually, do you know what? We fought so hard each side, and it's just brought it up to that absolute nail-biter of a draw. And now we play the 6th and final for the decider.
It's going to be great. Yeah, I think, not to toot our own horn, but you guys didn't see we did a lot of play testing. To balance this out. Some of the early iterations were wild.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not planned. This is genuinely a nail biter, and it's so much fun to be able to be this excited for game 6.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's like I said, I've not had so much fun with my clothes on for a very long time, and this one for me, particularly this game 5, was an absolute belter. All right, I think we've waxed on far too much about it. We've had a great time. I really, really hope you have too. Boris, I'll see you in game 6.
Game 6 for the win.
Whoa.